Welcome. Today, we are diving into the topic why mistakes are essential in life. Now let's be honest. No one likes making mistakes. We've all been there feeling that sinking sensation when we realize we've messed up. Society often paints an image of mistakes as something to be avoided. At all costs, we're taught to strive for perfection, to get it right the first time. But what if I told you that this mindset not only unrealistic, but also counterproductive? Mistakes, as uncomfortable as they may be, are integral to our personal and professional growth. They are the stepping stones that lead us to wisdom and maturity. They teach us about resilience, perseverance, and the art of bouncing back. They are the detours that often lead us to the right path. So, are you ready to change your perspective on mistakes? Let's begin. Firstly, let's understand that mistakes are inevitable. Everybody from the most successful CEO to the budding entrepreneur, from the seasoned artist to the novice musician, makes mistakes. It's not a matter of if, but when. And that's not something to fear or shy away from. It's a part of being human. Imagine, if you will, a world where everyone was perfect, where no one ever stumbled or faltered. It would be a world without innovation, without progress, without growth. Mistakes, you see, are the stepping stones on the path of learning. They're the trial and error in our personal evolution. They're the signposts that guide us to better understanding and improve skill. Consider the great inventors and pioneers of our time. Do you think they achieved their groundbreaking discoveries on their first try? No, they encountered countless failures, numerous mistakes, but they saw these not as setbacks, but as opportunities for learning. FOR refinement for innovation. Take, for example, Thomas Edison. He famously made 1,000 unsuccessful attempts at inventing the light bulb. When a reporter asked, "How did it feel to fail 1,000 times?" Edison replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." Edison understood something fundamental about mistakes. They are not failures, but rather they are lessons. Even in our daily lives, from our professional endeavors to our personal relationships, we are bound to make mistakes. Perhaps you took a risk on a project at work and it didn't pan out as expected. Or maybe you said something in the heat of the moment that you regret. These are not failures, but opportunities to learn, to grow, to become a better version of ourselves. Mistakes, in all their messy, uncomfortable glory, are the catalysts for our growth. They are the road signs that guide us on the journey of life. They are the teachers that help us learn, the challenges that help us grow, the stepping stones that lead us to our true potential. So remember, there's no person on this planet who hasn't made a mistake. It's not a question of avoiding them, but of embracing them, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones to become a better version of ourselves. Now let's consider mistakes as our teachers. Just as we learn from our educators in school, we can also learn from our mistakes in life. These are the lessons that textbooks can't teach, that lectures can't convey, and that exams can't test. They are the lessons we learn when we stumble, when we fall, and when we rise again. Consider this: every time we make a mistake, we are presented with an opportunity to learn something new. It's like opening a book to a chapter we've never read before. It's a chance to discover a new perspective, to understand a different viewpoint, or to gain a fresh insight. As the saying goes, you never truly understand something until you've messed it up. Let's look at some examples. Thomas Edison, the man credited with inventing the electric light bulb, reportedly made 1,000 unsuccessful attempts before he finally achieved his goal. But did he see those attempts as failures? No, he saw them as stepping stones. Teachers, each mistake brought him one step closer to his ultimate success. Similarly, J.K. Rowling, the renowned author of the Harry Potter series, was rejected by 12 publishing houses before she finally got her break. But she didn't let those rejections deter her. Instead, she used them as motivation, as lessons to improve her work and drive her forward. And it's not just in the invention or literature. In sports, in business, in relationships, in every aspect of life, we see the same pattern. People make mistakes, learn from them, and then grow wiser and more resilient. In essence, mistakes are not failures, but lessons in disguise. They are the teachers that guide us, shape us, and ultimately make us who we are. They are the signposts on our journey, pointing out the right path, even when it seems like we're heading in the wrong direction. So remember, the next time you make a mistake, don't see it as a setback. Instead, see it as a teacher ready to impart a new lesson. Because in the grand scheme of things, mistakes are not just inevitable. They are essential. They are our greatest teachers. Let's now examine the power of dealing with mistakes. Resilience is that incredible quality that allows us to bounce back from setbacks, to rise from the ashes of our blunders, and to continue moving forward. It's like a muscle that strengthens with each challenge we face. And yes, it's our mistakes that provide this workout. When we stumble, when we fall, when we make a wrong turn, it's resilience that helps us dust ourselves off and get back on track. It's the determination to say, I messed up, but that's not the end. I can learn, I can grow, I can do better. But resilience is not just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward. It's about using the lessons learned from our mistakes to propel us into a better future. It's about transforming our errors into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Think of a rubber ball when it hits a hard surface. It doesn't just bounce back to where it started. It bounces forward propelled by the force of its impact. That's resilience, and like that ball, we can use the force of our mistakes to propel us forward to reach new heights, to achieve greater things. Each mistake we make and overcome is a testament to our resilience. It's proof that we can face adversity, learn from it, and emerge stronger and wiser. It prepares us for future challenges, arming us with the knowledge and experience we need to navigate the twists and turns of life. So the next time you make a mistake, don't be disheartened. Instead, see it as an opportunity to flex your resilience muscle, to learn to grow and to bounce forward. Embrace the challenge, the struggle, the journey, because it's in these moments, in the face of adversity, that we truly discover our strength and potential. And always remember, resilience is not about avoiding mistakes. It's about how we respond to them. It's about turning those mistakes into stepping stones. For growth and success, it's about bouncing back, bouncing forward, and becoming stronger with each bounce. Remember, every mistake you make and overcome is making you stronger finally. Let's embrace the freedom that comes from accepting our mistakes. They're like the unexpected guests at a party. They show up unannounced, often at the most inconvenient times, and sometimes they leave a mess in their wake. But just like those unexpected guests, they also bring something valuable to the table. They bring lessons, insights, and most importantly, opportunities for growth. Let's talk about acceptance. Acceptance is not about condoning or justifying our mistakes. It's about acknowledging them, owning them, and understanding that they are an inherent part of our journey. It's about realizing that it's okay to stumble, to fall, to take a wrong turn. Because every time we do, we're presented with a chance to learn, to improve, to become better versions of ourselves. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself in a similar situation, making the same mistake over and over again? It's frustrating, isn't it? But when you stop, take a deep breath, and truly accept that you've made a mistake, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see the patterns, the triggers, the underlying issues that led you to that mistake in the first place. And with that insight, you're now equipped to make different choices, to take a different path to grow. Accepting our mistakes also frees us from the fear of making them. When we stop fearing mistakes, we open ourselves up to taking risks, to trying new things, to stepping out of our comfort zone. We become more resilient, more adaptable, more open to change. We start to see every mistake not as a failure, but as a stepping stone to success. So let's embrace our mistakes. Let's acknowledge them, learn from them, and use them as a catalyst for our personal and professional growth. Let's own our mistakes, not run from them. It's only by doing that we can truly free ourselves from the fear of making them and unlock our full potential. So don't be afraid of making mistakes, for they are the stepping stones to your success. Let's sum up what we've learned today. Mistakes, they're as inevitable as the sun rising each day. They're as essential as the air we breathe. They're an integral part of our journey, of our becoming. They are our greatest teachers, offering us lessons wrapped in challenge and adversity. When we stumble, we learn not just to get back up, but to bounce back stronger, more determined. This is the power of resilience, the power of the human spirit. And when we embrace our mistakes, we liberate ourselves from the chains of perfection. We give ourselves the freedom to be human, to be imperfectly perfect. So let's not fear mistakes. Let's not run from them. Instead, let's face them head on, acknowledge them. Because it is in this acknowledgement that we find the courage to learn, to grow. Remember, mistakes are not failures, but opportunities for growth. Embrace them, learn from them, and watch yourself grow.